I think we have one more, right? We have another one. We have another one. We got one more coming up.
Wake up, a new day started out with this I pray. By your hand I am fed. Thank you, Lord, for daily bread. Jesus, you give to me more than I could ever deserve. Every breath that I take, you're the reason I take it. You're good, you are so good. God's great, God's good. That is why I'm grateful for everything you've given to me. So great, so good. That is why I'm grateful for everything you've given to me. Bread of life, living water, you satisfy like no other. So I won't wait any longer. You're worthy of all the honor. Jesus, you give to me more than I could ever deserve. Every breath that I take, you're the reason I take it. You're good, you are so good. God's great, God's good. That is why I'm grateful for everything you've given to me. So great, so good. That is why I'm grateful for everything you've given to me. Such a simple prayer, still I will say it with all my heart. I will proclaim it. I raise my hands, I lift my voice, and I rejoice. God's great, God's good. That is why I'm grateful for everything you've given to me. So great, so good. That is why I'm grateful for everything you've given to me. Everything you've given to me.
Guys, have a seat. Maybe DJ Cupcake will come out in a minute. Gotta get quiet in your seat before DJ Cupcake will show up.
Hello, chefs, and welcome to the food truck party. This is the On the Road food truck, where we put pretty much anything on a bun, roll, biscuit, or any other bread item you have. Have any of you seen Top Chef Lee? No? There's our top chef. Where have you been?
What?
Our chefs and I are ready to get to work.
Huh, what?
I said we're ready to open the food truck for another awesome day. Aren't you excited?
Yeah, excited.
If you're excited right now, I'd hate to see you sad.
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay, what's going on?
Well, I'm sorry. I just got this printout of our online orders. Take a look at this.
Whoa, are there a few extra zeros at it?
No, you read that right. We have 200 online orders for today.
Are you telling me we haven't even opened today and we already have 200 orders for today?
Yep, and it's all for the same event, the annual chicken dance competition.
Oh yeah, that's a big time event with lots of music, lots of dancers, and lots of chickens.
Well, they want us to feed all the dancers in the competition, and that's why I was late today. I wanted to make sure this order was right, so I kept checking it, we've only had like 20 people each day to serve, and now we have 200 orders to fill.
We need to make 200 meals. You've got me. Whoops.
Are you okay?
I'm good.
Okay.
Something fell in the truck. You've got me and all our great chefs here. Let's brainstorm a strategy and get inspired by a food truck party tune I think you'll love.
Okay, so we're gonna, DJ Cupcake and I are gonna try and figure out how we're gonna feed 200 people, but we're gonna learn a new song, so get up, but you don't need to come forward because it's not a fast one. It's a beautiful song. So you can stay right in your pew.
From the sun that shines in the sky to bring the earth warmth and light, to water falling on the thirsty ground. From the only peace that I know that restores my weary soul, to hope that grows when hope cannot be found. Jesus, you provide. I know that you'll supply every need. I know that you'll supply every need. From the food I eat to the air I breathe, you're watching over me. I know that you'll supply every need. From your living word, find a truth that never changes, forever true. To your spirit working in my heart. Joy and sorrow come one day. I know that you will make a way and work all things according to your good. Jesus, you provide. I know that you'll supply every need. I know that you'll supply every need. From the food I eat to the air I breathe, you're watching over me. I know that you'll supply every need. You are my provider. Jesus, you are my provider. You are my provider. You are all I'll ever need. Oh, you are my provider. Jesus, you are my provider. You are my provider. You are all I'll ever need. You are my provider. Jesus, you are my provider. You are my provider. You are all I'll ever need. You are my provider. Jesus, you are my provider. You are my provider. You are all I'll ever need. From the food I eat to the air I breathe, you're watching over me. And I know that you'll supply every need.
Well, that was inspiring.
It sure was. Now, do you remember what I told you when you were worried about the food reviewer coming and you didn't know how to cook?
Yes, you told me that good chefs always remember their theme and something else. And they come back to their overall focus. And our overall focus was our main course, which is found in Matthew 6:11. Give us this day our daily bread. You want to say that with me one more time? That was kind of wimpy. Give us this day. There you go.
Great. What I love about your main course is that it reminds us to go to God for all we need. Jesus taught us to pray this prayer: give us this day our daily bread. In other words, God, please give us what we need today. So, what do you need today, Top Chef Lee?
I need to figure out how we're going to fill this order, 200 meals, prepare it, and deliver it to the chicken dance competition. That's one of my favorite dances. And it seems like we might need a miracle.
If I've learned anything in the food truck industry, it's that the best place to look for miracles, especially food miracles, is in the Bible.
So you get a lot of your cooking inspiration from the Bible, DJ. Do you have anything in there about feeding and catering a really large event?
Well, I seem to recall that there was something about a really big lunch. I jotted down some notes towards the back of my journal.
Okay.
The Bible tells us that when Jesus was in town, people took notice. He frequently attracted a crowd of people who wanted to see what he would do next. Although not everyone believed that Jesus was the Son of God, they couldn't deny that his miracles were supernatural. John chapter 6 tells us about one of those miracles, a supernatural lunch. One day, Jesus and his disciples crossed the Galilee Sea and walked up a mountain. They weren't alone, however. As Jesus looked up, he saw a large crowd coming toward him. I said a large crowd came toward him? It was more like 5,000 men, plus women and children. So that meant there were a lot of people. Jesus was a great host, however. He didn't want any of his guests to go hungry. Jesus didn't have a personal chef or caterer, however. What? So he turned to one of his disciples, Philip, and asked him, "Where should we buy food to feed this crowd?" Really, Jesus already knew how he was going to feed the crowd. He simply wanted to test Philip. Philip tried to quickly add up the cost of feeding the large crowd. He said, "Even if there was a food truck parked right there, it would take half a year's salary to pay for enough food for all these people." While Philip was still thinking about the cost, Andrew went searching for whatever food he could find. Surely someone had packed a sandwich, granola bar, or even a breath mint. Although he didn't find any of those things, he did find a small lunch brought by one of the children. Did I mention that it was a small lunch? It was only 5 small pieces of bread and 2 little fish. What good is that for a crowd this big? This is when Jesus launched Operation Feed the Crowd. It was one of the earliest outdoor potluck lunches ever recorded. The only thing on the menu was bread and fish. Of course, 5 small loaves of bread and 2 little fish wasn't enough food for 5,000 men, plus women and children. But in the hands of Jesus, miracles happen. And wow, did it happen on this day. Jesus took the food and thanked God. Then he passed around the food so everyone could get as much as they wanted. Some people in the back were probably getting a little nervous, but when Jesus caters an event, you never run out of good food. In fact, when everyone had all the food they wanted to eat, Jesus asked his disciples to bust the tables. No, I said they bust the tables. That means they cleaned up after everyone ate their meal. So the disciples picked up all that was left over, and they had 12 full baskets of food left over. Jesus turned division of food into multiplication of food. It was a fantastic miracle that reminds us that even when a little is given to God, it can grow much more than we could ever imagine. And that's how it happened in the Bible.
That was a really good story. I really liked the part where it said, of course, 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish would not be enough food for 5,000 men and women and children, but in the hands of Jesus, miracles happen.
Jesus really cared for the people around him. He not only wanted them to know God, but he also wanted to take care of their basic needs, like food.
You know, I bet if Jesus had a food truck, it would never run out of food.
I think you're right. How cool would it have been to have Jesus serve you food? You could say that Jesus fed you with his own 2 hands.
That sounds a lot like our daily special today. Our daily special today is by God's hands, we are fed. Can you say that with me? By God's hands, we are fed. And we're going to say, by God's hands, we are fed. Now, can we remember all that other stuff? I'm getting kind of old, so I might not. You can help me. All right, day 1's daily special was God. Let us thank him for our food. Then, by God's hands, we... That was really good. You all remembered all those motions. Good job, guys.
I find this story interesting because Jesus could have produced all the food for the crowd by himself, but he wanted his disciples and a young boy to be involved in the miracle.
Well, I want to involve you and all of our young chefs in our big catering event today. Unlike Jesus, I can't do this by myself. I need all kinds of help.
Let's send our chefs off with the food truck party host to learn more about catering a large event.
Okay, chefs, we are going out today to learn about how we are fed by God's hands. So we're going to go to our different stations. They're in the same place they were last night. What time is it? Oh, perfect! Yes! Okay. All right, so story time goes first. Who goes to story?